Welcome to part 2 of Block Recruit's video on candidate experience throughout the hiring process. Don't forget, it's as much as an interview for you as it is for them. You need to keep candidates engaged in the process and interested in the role. Be clear about what you're going to say about the company, the role, and the team that they'll be working in. Do not missell the job or the company. This can have really negative consequences. Make sure then that what you're telling the candidate is a true reflection of the environment, the job, and the team, and that you can then deliver on these promises that you make to them. At the end of the day, everybody wants a successful candidate to stay with them for the long term. Being honest about the role and avoiding any unwanted surprises will help your retention rates.
So you've conducted the first interview, but want to hold a second. Ideally, you'd have made the candidate aware that it will be a two-stage process, either directly or through your recruiter. This way, they are prepared to be called back, allowing them to manage their time and job searches. The best talent out there are currently employed and need notice to book time off work. They may also be interviewing elsewhere, meaning they could have offers coming in. It can be a lot to juggle. You want to avoid a lengthy process to avoid the risk of losing strong candidates. So be prompt in booking second interviews. You could even ask their availability during your first meeting, or ask your recruiter to remain updated on their schedule. Go into the second interview well prepared. It's your chance to clarify any points you were unsure of the first time around, so dig deeper with the right questions. If they've come back again, they're more than likely interested in the role, so make sure it's time well spent.
After the interviews, it's important that you close the interview and follow up properly. Otherwise, all of your hard work and efforts that have gone into engaging candidates and providing them with a standout candidate experience up to this point will go down the drain. This is a crucial part of the recruitment process and will ultimately have an impact on whether or not a candidate accepts a position. The very best candidates are in high demand and are likely to receive multiple offers in this candidate-driven market. If you're not prepared to be decisive, you may lose out to your competitors. Recruiting faster doesn't mean you have to abandon your hiring standards and rush a decision which you could potentially end up regretting, but it does mean you need to be prepared and be decisive after you've interviewed a candidate.
At the end of the interview, let the candidate know when they can expect to hear back from you, even if you need a little more time to make a decision. Your account manager will ensure candidates receive feedback on the day that you give it to us. Not delivering on promises at this point will cast a seed of doubt in your candidate, and should they receive an offer from your competitor further down the line, they will choose to accept this rather than a company that seems to be dragging their feet. If you followed the process up to this point, your candidate experience has been great. Candidates will be at the height of engagement, making them more likely to accept an offer if they've been sold on a job. Waiting and delaying feedback only reduces engagement. You don't want that feeling that they've had after the interview to be a distant memory at the point of offer. Adam's top tip. To help even further with creating a standout candidate experience, we love the idea of giving a branded promotional gift to candidates at the end of an interview. Why not leave that lasting impression? And don't underestimate the power of word of mouth.
Now it's time to make your decision, and hopefully you'll be in a position to do so. To aid a quick decision, but also ensuring that it's going to be the right one for you, gather feedback through your hiring managers through interview evaluation forms whilst it's still fresh in your hiring managers' minds. It's crucial that your hiring managers provide detail around why they think a candidate would or would not be the right fit for your business. Not only does this enable you to make a more informed decision, but it allows you to give more detailed feedback to the candidates at a later stage. Hold a meeting to discuss feedback as a group and to make a hiring decision. It's always a good idea to hold these meetings with the other people that were in the interview, as you might have missed something that one of your colleagues picked up, determining whether that candidate would be a yes or no. This will also ensure that you as the hiring managers are on the same page about your candidates, and it will give you a more well-rounded view of that candidate in particular.
As we keep mentioning, let candidates know your decision as soon as possible. This will help you secure your top choice and protect anyone you're turning down from a lasting negative impression. Collect honest feedback from candidates via your recruiter and implement important changes based on how they felt the interviews went. Continually improving your hiring process and sharing constructive feedback means that both of you get the most from these meetings. If a candidate has been turned down due to technical skills, and you need someone that can get stuck in from day one, then let them know. This way, you'll be able to keep them in mind for future once they've gained some more experience, building talent pools in your area who've already had a positive interview experience and think highly of you as an employer. We hope we've provided some useful tips you can implement in your hiring process. As always, feel free to get in touch for further advice. We're always here to help.